oink, 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 oink. The pigs are famous for their smile. And I'm gonna make a classical, Spanish classical with a tropical twist. Wild pig cheeks, vanilla infused. What about that? The pig cheeks is the muscle that make the pig smile. This is the big face, and thus the little piece of meat is so tender, and it make the pig smile. That doesn't mean that everybody smile a lot is a pig. I eat plenty of them. That's why I'm always so happy. What we need to do is just cut that little bit of meat off the face, and just in one go, the whole knob of meat will come in one go. There you are. The pig cheeks, they got lots of lovely fat through, and they got amazing flavor. We're gonna braise them with a tropical twist, of course. So get the pig's cheeks on the table. At this stage, we just need to make sure we season them heavily with lots of salt. There you are. Don't be shy with this stuff. That salt is gonna start curing the outside of the pork cheeks, and a little bit of fresh thyme is gonna go lovely with the dish. Just chop it roughly and rub it onto the meat. Make sure you rub it in, and there you are. Very hot pan. Before braising, we always need to sear our meat. Olive oil in the pan, very, very nice, hot and smoky. And the big cheeks, there you are, sealing straight away, both sides. Make sure you get that lovely golden color. What we're doing is holding that lovely, roundy, juicy shape. Little bit in each side. You see, how they lovely caramelized. And we leave them cook for at least a couple of minutes. In the meantime, the base for the braising, carrot, celery, and onion. For the carrot, we're gonna small brunoise, the tiny little dice. Go along the carrot, do the bâtonnets, and now the brunoise, the little lovely, beautiful cubes of carrot. We're gonna do exactly the same with the onion. About half an onion, it'll be plenty. The onion is gonna lovely acidity, and when it cooks, the folic acid of the onion becomes really sweet. Just chop, 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 chop. And now longwise, and once again, we got that lovely brunoise, beautiful cubes of onion too. Now we're gonna do exactly the same with the celery. Cut it in a couple of pieces and cut it in bâtonnets. Just remember, every time you braising or do any soups, a vegetable base is fundamental to get a lovely flavor. Head of garlic, don't need to peel it. Just cut it in half. That garlic flavor is gonna infuse beautifully with the pork cheeks. Pink eschalot, lovely touch of sweetness, and lots of juniper berries. They got an enzyme that breaks the protein of the meat. It's absolutely amazing. Juniper berries go first. You see they start bubbling, the white foam, that means they start cooking right away. The two garlics is just for flavor. The garlic start cooking beautifully. Get all that aroma from the garlic. The pink eschalots going inside. This is so beautiful. The aroma from the juniper berries is fantastic. Our lovely vanilla bean, the tropical twist for the recipe, is being soaked in red wine. So it's got a lovely rich tannin, and all our veggies. There you are, all the colors. This is so beautiful. I love this stuff. Last bit of the veggies, and now stir a little bit. You see that lovely caramelized color of the pork cheeks. Can feel nice and crusty, and inside still raw. Saute the veggies a tiny little bit. So all the sugars, the onions, the folic acid, all that garlic juices, the eschalots, and the vanilla bean, so much power of aroma. It smells fantastic. Now, a little bit of perfume. Let's put this cinnamon quill. It will go beautiful. And for the deglazing, when the veggies start to stack in the bottom of the pan, because the pan is really hot and it's caramelized in all the sugars, we put a little bit of beef stock. You can use chicken stock too. And slowly, it's gonna pick up all the flavor from the base of the pan. And it's gonna emulsify and blend into a beautiful sauce. About 1 cup. Beautiful. Look at that. That looks absolutely fantastic. 2 hours is gonna be plenty to break down all the pork cheeks and make to melt in your mouth when you're gonna eat them. Now, for the richness of the dish, a little bit of red wine. The stronger, the better. Something like Shiraz or a Merlot. What a pity I had to use this for cooking. At this stage, we're gonna reduce for 2 hours and lots of vanilla. This is the tropical twist of the classical recipe. This vanilla paste It's made in the farm. The owner of the farm make this paste himself. And he told me 1 teaspoon like this is equivalent to almost 10 vanilla beans. So I'm gonna get plenty of this stuff happening. We want that vanilla to go through the flesh and infuse the pig cheeks. For the braising, we're gonna transfer into a small spot. So the pig cheeks, they're gonna be swimming in all that sauce. And it's gonna be a very even cooking. So now we transfer the cheeks into a really hot pot. There you are. It's looking beautiful. They still feel very raw, but they will braise for more or less a couple of hours. All the juice is in. There you are. Nice and hot. And that sauce, the red wine, the jus, the garlic, is all gonna emulsify and blend into a fantastic sauce. Nice, thick, rich, delicious. So make sure the pig cheeks, they're swimming into the swimming pool, and a couple of hours, and I come back ready for lunch. See you then. It's very important when we're braising or making any stocks, every half an hour, skim the top. All that white stuff is the fat of the meat coming to the top. It's really important to make it nice and silky. Make sure you skim it. Oh yeah. So 2 hours later, the water is gone and it's only left flavor. As you can see, the bubbling around the pot, it looks almost like caramel. And the pork cheeks, they're so soft that I don't think they're laughing anymore. Now, for a little bit of garnish, I found these amazing tatsoi leaves. They're so crisp and firm. We're just gonna give them a little saute with a tiny little bit of olive oil in a really hot pan and lots of salt. We're just gonna wilt them so they still keep that lovely green color. Can you hear all that cracking from the water? And with the residual heat in the pan, wilt them, wilt them, wilt them. Enough cooking. This is a first-class dish with a lovely tropical touch, okay? There we are. In the base of the plate, this is top of the range. There we are. And now, these beautiful cheeks. Wow, look at that. Eating plenty of this, you're gonna be always so happy, smiling a lot. And the sauce is so thick, as you can see, it sits on the plate. And all that black dots is the vanilla infused through the sauce. How tasty it is. This is 3 Michelin star material. Bon appetit, monsieur. There you are, look at this. The fork go through the pig cheeks like butter. 35% of the food you eat go through your nose. The aromas and the fragrance of the vanilla, they're outstanding and delicious. I cannot stop smiling because I'm eating pig cheeks. Here I am, Green Island, nice and early in the morning. It's so much stuff going on in this island, so I had to get up so early so I can cook my favorite dessert in the beach. Fried lychee ice cream, one of the unique pieces of the Chinese gastronomy. And here I am in the beach with 3 easy steps. I'm gonna show you how to make this. Little lychees, the little tiny fruits, really sweet, like honey sort of flavor. So what we're gonna do to contrast that sweetness, we're gonna use lots of lime juice. This recipe is so simple. Make sure that your lychees have been cleaned and they got no pips. Just whack it in a bowl. A little tiny bit of lime juice. They got lovely citrusy flavor. Little tiny squeeze. And now to infuse our hot oil, that has to be more or less about 170 degrees to fry and crisp the ice cream. Because the lychees are so sweet, they got a lovely, strong honey flavor. we're gonna infuse the oil with a tiny little bit of chili. There's got lovely acidity and it's nice and hot. The balance is gonna be fabulous. So just cut it in half, 2 chunky pieces, and put it into the oil. So the oil starts infusing nice and slowly. So we put the chili in the oil, we fry about 30 seconds more or less. So all the oils and all the juices and the acidity of the chili get infused all over the oil. And once it's fried, we get it out. As you can see, the chili is not as red anymore. It's like all the strength of the chili now is in the oil. It's got a lovely sweet flavor. All the acidity is gone. Let's come back to the ice cream. We got the lychees in the bowl. Now, for a little contrast or nuttiness, I'm gonna use sesame seeds. I love them. They're so crunchy and they got lots of oils. They're really rich. So they're gonna be in the middle of the ice cream. We just mix them with the lychees, black and white. The sesame seeds, they're in the bowl with the lime juice and the lychees. So we got a perfect balance of citrusy, nuttiness, and sweetness. Now, for the egg wash, a little trick that I learned from a very good friend, a Chinese chef. A tiny little bit of sesame oil in the egg wash. Splash, remember this stuff is really, really strong. So just a touch. And now with a spoon, we mix the eggs and the sesame oil. And another of the tricks is make sure you don't break the egg yolk too much with the egg whites. So it's gonna be frothier and puffier. Now, for the panko, another little tip that this famous Chinese chef teach me. A little bit of dry coconut. Panko is the best breadcrumbs to frying because they actually don't soak the oil so much and they don't get soggy. They keep really nice and crispy. And when it's frying, it's gonna get golden brown. There you are, ready to go. Once the lychees are ready, the egg wash are ready, the panko is ready, we get a little bit of vanilla ice cream. We had to do this really nice and fast because it's really hot in the beach. There you are. Make sure you break the ice cream through and the ice cream, the sesame seeds and the lime juice gets mixed in. We'll do a little cornell with our spoons so it's gonna look nice and pretty. There you are. And straight away into the rice flour. Opa, there you are. We make sure we dust it with the rice flour and you get plenty of rice flour in your face because it's so windy. Make sure you coat it with the egg wash all around it and straight away into the panko. The panko, remember, it's got the coconut and it's gonna give a lovely coconut tropical sort of twist. We repeat this operation again, go into the egg wash again, we mix it in, we coat it again. Remember, the ice cream is cold and the oil is really nice and hot. So we need a thick bit of butter so the ice cream don't come out. And again into the panko. And now I'm gonna help myself with my hands, you forgive me. There you are, trying to get a nice eye teardrop shape. There you are, so pretty. And straight into the hot oil. And straight away, start bubbling. There we are. The panko is golden brown. The ice cream, as you can see, guys, it starts to burst and it's exploding in flavor. It's amazing. So, as a teardrop, nice and chunky, we got a really hot, crispy crust and a frozen, sweet, bitter, chili, lychee inside. The panko, the coconut, is toasting, is absolutely crispy, and we got an amazing frozen hard. So we got 2 different temperatures, 2 different textures. Now to garnish, a little bit of sesame seeds, sprinkle on top, a tiny bit of lime, there you are. Give a little bit of green. And remember that chilies that we fried earlier? Now they're nice and sweet because all the spiciness and the acids are in the oil. We're just gonna chop them, just nice and julienne, nice and fine. A little bit of red passion color. A tropical Asian dessert with a little bit of red Spanish blood. Now, I'm just gonna indulge myself in the beach with my lychee fried ice cream. So let's taste this beauty. Oh wow, it's nice and crispy in the outside. It still feels nice and warm. And as you can see, the ice cream is melting all the way inside. There you are. It's nice and spicy. The chili's got a little kick. The lychee is so sweet, so beautiful. It's nice and cold inside. And you're gonna feel the crust of the panko. Crushing between your teeth. the sesame seeds give it a lovely nuttiness, and definitely you can taste the sesame oil. I normally don't have ice cream for breakfast, but in a place like this, I'm just indulging myself. Don't tell anybody.
Miguel's tropical kitchen continues.
Wow, look at this.
With salt and pepper soft shell crab, coffee the Spanish way, and passion fruit and yogurt mousse on the menu.
Magic, isn't it?
Miguel's tropical kitchen, next on Food.
So nice out tonight, so I thought I'd make some cocktails that kind of had lots and lots of tropical flavours in them. So I'm going to start by putting the lychee into the Boston glass.
In the Boston glass?
Boston glass, and they're nice and freshly peeled.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We're just going to muddle them down.
So
Look how much juice is coming off those.
all that chunks, you're going to go through
Yeah.
the cocktail as well?
Yep. We're also going to put in some dragonfruit. Now, it is like beetroot in the colour, so if you get it on your hands, they will stain. Or
But
the
you got a
table.
lovely dress, darling. You don't want any
Or the
dragon
table
fruit
or my
on your
dress.
Please.
So I'm just going to spoon most of this in.
Here's some funky colours happening in there.
Yeah, look at that. As you can see, I've got some grapefruit here. It's a lovely pink grapefruit, and I've juiced the other half. So 2 shots of that in there. Excellent, Miguel.
Uno,
One.
two, there you are.
This is not an overly strong cocktail.
Okay.
So it's just going to be 15 mils of the tequila. This is an añejo. And then we're going to use Campari. Campari is not overly high in alcohol. This will counteract the flavour of the lychees, because the lychees are very sweet. Some ice in here. And woo!
Love the shaving plan. Oh, my favourite. Okay.
Just give it a good smack. It's your favourite colour, Miguel. You see the black pips in there?
Mm-hmm. Just gonna give a little bit of crunch.
And now, finishing touches, and this is my favourite part.
Finishing touch.
Okay, so we've got some basil. I'm just going to give it a nice slap
Why are you gonna give it a slap?
because it releases the aromas.
Oh wow. So let's
So
go
when
for a
you-
slap.
Yeah.
Love the slap.
Beautiful.
And now what are we doing with the
And
leaf?
now we just float that on top of the cocktail. It's nice and green, and it gives it a beautiful, beautiful scent. So it's really important that you can smell the cocktail when you're about to drink it. Look at that.
Okay. So are we choosing today or tomorrow?
We're gonna cheers.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers, Iggy!
Cheers. Salud.
So here we are with the super Mardi Gras cocktail. The basil come along beautifully.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So tasty.
You can taste the lychee.
Yeah, let's
Taste.
finish this one and start the next one. I'm gonna show you one of the classicals that is so simple that with only 2 ingredients, 2 ingredienti, it's gonna look fantastic and it's the perfect snack for a tropical bush barbecue. So, these melons are so sweet and beautiful. Just get rid all the pips, a really hot barbecue, and just a few wedges of this amazing melon. That'll be more than enough for Miguel to have a lovely single feast here. So all I'm gonna do is wedge this melon. There you are, 4, it'll be more than enough. This forest is talking to me all night. I feel like I'm surrounded by millions of things that are crawling around, but I cannot see them. What we want to do is wrap the melon in jamon, and straight after, because the melon has got lots of sugar and the jamon is really salty, we're gonna char grill it, and it's gonna look great. Nobody else is invited, okay? Anyway, make sure all this beautiful melon is covered by the jamon and a tiny little bit of olive oil into the barbie. Yeah, it's nice and steaming hot, and get the melon char grilling beautifully. Barbecue is nice and hot. Lots of jamon. This just looks fantastic. Give it a little bit of happiness and some more olive oil. Absolutely beautiful. Let's wait for the flame. Oh yeah, just on time. And when the flame comes into the barbecue, make sure straight away you make it disappear, because that means that the oil is actually burning to a really hot plate and probably will give a tiny little bit of flavor of a smoky burn. Now with my fork, trying to turn these beauties upside down. There you are, that's just fantastic. All the fat of the jamon is caramelizing beautiful. And all the sugars of the melon, they start to come to the party now. There you are. Leave them charcoal for a while. So actually you're getting the lovely golden color. And this goes really well for a snack in the middle of the night, because it is nice and healthy, salty, sweet, and beautiful. Fantastic. Wow, I wasn't expecting something so fancy. Just with a couple of ingredients and quiet time. There we are, munching away. The melon is so sweet and the jamon is so salty. As you can see, not always the fanciest food is the best one. Simplicity, fresh produce, the main things to make a tropical bush barbecue. I hope all the crocs and the wallabies don't want to come to my dinner because I'm not sharing. Buenas noches.